Mr. Musinguzi. I think today's setup is so unique. You can see I am seated down, unlike the usual, and I'm not alone today. I'm with Chris. If it's your very first time here, please consider subscribing. There's a button right around here. This is his studio. If you've not checked out his channel, amazing work. Chris is an amazing photographer and filmmaker. If you've not seen Chris's YouTube channel, I'm going to leave the link in the description. You'll love the work that he has there. He has one of the coolest gears for YouTuber. Yeah. So,
I think that's the conundrum. I would say.
Okay.
Is that with the entire gear thing, and I think that's why I admire you a lot. Is that you started with a phone, and then you created all this content, and then gathered all this following from a phone until you upgraded. So, with me, I was doing photography, and then it just, I think, felt natural to transition and then start also creating videos for YouTube. And I haven't created a lot of videos for YouTube because I'm still new to this
whole YouTube thing.
To this whole YouTube thing. So the gear that you would look at as, wow, this guy uses this gear for YouTube. It's actually I use it for work.
For work, yeah.
And then I just happened to say, let's create a video.
Create something for YouTube.
Yeah.
As a content creator here in Uganda, I've had so many questions come out of the viewers and my followers and some other content creators that are interested in knowing exactly what's my experience creating content in Uganda and what kind of gear that I use. There's a big contrast between what I use and what he's using professionally as a filmmaker. And now his interest in YouTube kind of comes with limitation because of the gear that he uses, especially in our environment in Kampala or in Uganda, where there's so many rules about filming. And today I want to answer a question that so many people have been asking. And we have a little bit of a challenge. We're going to switch gear with Chris here so that I use his camera or his gear, and then I'll hand over my gear to him. And then in the end, we'll see what we're able to create. Each of us is able to create with the gear that we're going to be exchanging right about now. So how has it been for you creating using the gear that you have?
Well, I think in one of the videos that I was photographing a friend in Makerere University. And then there's this lady. We absolutely we weren't thinking of even focusing on her. And we were focusing on other kids that were cutting sugarcane, and we were focusing on the sugarcane. And for some reason, because it was wide angle, so she was in the frame, and there is no way we even looked at the frame to think that, we should put the lady out. And she came out like asking, why are you filming? And she got really, really aggressive. So I think with Uganda, you have two sides of the coin where some people really, really hate it. They hate you filming them. And now with all the rules with filming and having a camera, it's starting to get really, really, really tight, I think. And traveling with my camera, I've tried to take photos of the bridge in Jinja, and there is no way they would let me. But I know that if I had your camera. So I think some of the things that I'll be looking forward to is one, a day trip to Jinja, to take a selfie or to even vlog.
I've actually been there twice and I've gotten amazing footage without anyone noticing, even in the car or even just walking around. You've gotten a lot of resistance filming in Kampala with your gear, or even in Uganda.
I mean, I wouldn't say resistance. I think it's so there are a few people that would actually tell you, we don't want your camera around here. So you'd have those, but then you'd also have the people that won't really say it, but the way they look at you,
the attitude.
You start getting the energy, and especially if you're around police, they might think that you're a journalist or you're trying to photograph them, even if you're just like taking a random video of yourself or even trying to vlog. Someone might come and grab your camera.
One of the big questions that we've had is, Mr. Musinguzi, what kind of gear do you use to film? Like he said, I started my YouTube career or passion on a phone, but I loved what I was doing and it helped me keep going. So today I want to show you what I'm using currently. And some of you have been asking me how I get those drone-like shots on the streets of Kampala. They're like, how come your footage is not shaking? How come there are no people stopping you? Aren't you afraid of having someone grab your camera? So I want to be showing you each gear that I use. Probably you get a good understanding. And for those interested in buying such gear, I will definitely leave a link in the description to the gear that I use, and you might make a choice to buy or even consult me. So I'm going to be explaining each item here and hand it over to Chris, since we are having the challenge where he's going to take all my gear and use the gear to create content, and then I'll receive his gear. He doesn't have much. I have more here to offer.
You actually have more to offer than I have to offer.
Yeah, so the first thing I want to show you is this. This is a DJI Osmo Action. This is the camera that I use for almost every little bit of my footage. Wow. And one thing I love about it is that it's small, it's portable, it has very quick action buttons. There's a button I can just press and start playing, recording right away. Its battery is really good. It gets me very good slow motion footage. Some of you love the slow motion footage. It can shoot up to 240 frames per second.
Okay, and mine doesn't do that.
Yeah, it can do that. It has stabilization. If you're using it and you're shooting like 4K, you can have a stabilization up to 60 frames per second. So I would get very good slow motion in 4K and still have a very good footage that I can present on my channel. It's waterproof, so if I wanted to jump into water, I would definitely jump into water with this. I think I'll have a video that showcases this.
I'm definitely going to use.
You're going to try
240 frames?
Yeah.
Somewhere in the water, probably a swimming pool or the river. Kayaking.
Yeah, you could, yeah.
Yes.
Accessories, I'm going to show you. So it's a very good camera. If you're starting, I would really recommend you start with this, especially in Kampala where you need something very small that no one can see. I have footage of some videos where I'm moving around Kampala and I'm moving like in the craziest of the streets in Kampala. I used this. I just need to hold it somehow or even just tag it somewhere on my body and move with it, and I would be able to get very good footage. So it's the DJI Osmo Action. Chris, this is the first gear that you're going to be using. You're going to need that a lot because with that you can create almost anything you want here within Kampala. Of course,
I already started thinking about the videos that I'm going to create. So I think I want at least 4 videos out of this.
4 videos.
Yeah.
You can create even more than 4. So the other questions people ask me the most is, what do you use to get drone-like footage? How do I move on the bike or on a boda? I use this particular selfie stick. I might call it a selfie stick, but I used it because it's very strong, better than most selfie sticks that I've used, and it's 1.2 meters long. So
nice.
All I do is pull it out and to full length and hold it up high above my head while on a boda or a bike, and I can be able to get amazing footage. So this is an Insta360 stick. Definitely need this if you want to have very good perspective of yourself, because if it's away from you, you can be able to at least pan around and get a very beautiful view. I think I'll be putting in inserts of where I've used part of this footage or this particular gear. For audio is a very tricky bit of vlogging, especially now that we vlog or create content in very noisy places around Kampala. I have this microphone, and it has a couple of options that I have to use it with. One of them is this cable. So I plug this cable into the microphone, and then my camera has an adapter. It doesn't have the usual audio adapters, or cable or jacks where I can plug it in. So I have this DJI jack that I use to plug into the DJI Osmo Action, and then I can plug this right into the camera. So I'll plug this on the DJI and then just hold this above the camera. This is for underwater shots.
Yeah.
Why it is plastic is it floats. So in case you're swimming and you lose your camera, you'll find it on top. If you're drowned, definitely someone will come and pick it up, and the footage will show that this good man.
He didn't make it, but the camera did.
But the footage is here. At least we have evidence of what happened.
The footage is safe.
So this is really good, and for safety, so you don't lose your camera if you're going to swim, you're going to go take some underwater shots. You definitely need this. I use this accessory to plug onto like a car. If I'm taking a ride in a car,
I can put it on my car.
You can put it on your car, especially it holds onto well onto glass, so you can just plug it onto the glass, and then have the camera fixed here, and then you can just twist the angle to whichever angle you want, and
I'm already excited.
Really get cool shots.
I'm already excited.
This I use to have this camera on my chest, especially if you're riding a bike or you want to get those cool shots of like you're running around in the bush and you want to get cool shots. This is one of the things that you're going to need. So this would have to do something like this.
Yeah.
And then just lock it in here. So I'll put the camera here, start running around, or ride my bike, or skydive. I can have the camera.
Especially now, if riots find you and you're
definitely, yeah. Just plug it in here and run. You saw what happened to the journalists. So if we had something like this,
or even what happened to in Myanmar, there was this lady that was doing like stretching. She was an instructor, fitness instructor. And at the same time, she didn't know this was happening. And at the same time, there was a military coup happening in the background. And she didn't know. She was just busy doing her thing. And the army was taking over the country in the background. So probably if that happens,
you just take off, and this would really get very good footage. Unfortunately, it's now covering my brand, Mr. Musinguzi. I'm going to have to remove this because you guys need to see the apparel. By the way, this apparel is coming online. If you're watching my video using a mobile device, you'll see the apparel down there. You can be able to buy some of this and support my channel. But for now, I'm going to be putting this off so that we move ahead with the handoff. Do you have any crazy shots you want to take with this?
Probably when I'm learning to ride a boarder.
I'll definitely have to look at that footage after. New YouTube channel. I have a power bank that I use for my camera because sometimes you are on the move and you're stranded somewhere, you need a battery. So this can charge my camera twice, and that would be very good. Now it's fully charged. It can charge my camera twice. Okay. It will be very helpful for you as you go and venture.
H2O, water.
Yeah, this is also a stand.
I actually thought when I read H2O, when I was there, I thought, maybe that's the one that goes into the water. I hadn't seen this.
So you did some chemistry. you did some chemistry.
Yes. So I hadn't seen this. And then I said H2O. And I was like, maybe this is the one that goes into the water.
So you've done some. You see the filmmakers who know chemistry. Chris is trying to figure out how to, put the camera back. Chris has very cool coffee. So
yeah. That's the only thing I can offer when you come here.
If you're visiting, definitely the studio has coffee, too much coffee. So you'll enjoy that. I don't know whether you really need this, but I use this for editing. Probably you, my subscribers, are trying to find out what you can use for editing. One thing I like about them is they're wireless. And the sound is really good, so I can place the footage on the laptop. As I'm editing, I don't need to have restrictions of how far I can walk away from the laptop. Sometimes I do HDMI to my TV and I'm still able to watch the footage on TV without having restrictions. Basically, that's it. Now, after filming all that footage, I store it on a memory card. This is an extra memory card that I have for my laptop, for my camera rather. So I can have two of these, the one in the laptop, one in the camera, one as a backup plan in case the other one is full. I can use this definitely as a backup plan.
You're gonna help me plug this thing in.
Okay, so this is where I need the tutorial. So first, you have to make sure this is pressed hard in there.
Does it come out a lot?
It doesn't come out a lot, but I think in the process of fidgeting, when you press this,
okay.
that's when
I must have done that because I wouldn't get this one in line.
So when you do that, it means actually even before you dive into the water, make sure that you do that. So this camera goes in this way. First of all, you imagine how you're going to be shooting. This particular feature helps you know that this is where the lens goes. So when you're fixing it, you just push it in like this.
I'd switched it to the other side.
And once you push it in here, you close.
Thank you.
And lock. Once you lock, you're ready.
I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go.
I'm ready to dive in.
Isn't that it all? I use this laptop to edit all my work. Thank God to Apple. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. It's not a sponsored video, but I use a MacBook Pro. I think the version is 2012 to edit my footage. Really good laptop. Its battery is good. Though I think I need a new one. So Apple, I think you're watching. You know what to do.
Support the channel, buy the Mac so you can get a new laptop.
What do you think about my gear? What I used to film?
I think it's amazing. It's amazing, especially now, someone that ideally, I think, when you go back to YouTube and the content creation journey, how it all started. I don't think that it started with people vlogging on 1DX Mark IIs or people vlogging on Sonys. It was this. It was this. It was phones, and I've seen lots of videos. And when you read down into the comments, people appreciate more the people that actually create content on this type of devices because ideally that's what YouTube was made for like the small filmmakers, the small content creators that don't have the big budgets to buy expensive equipment but wanted to put something authentic out there. So I think this gear illustrates authenticity in terms of content creation, and I am beyond excited to start using it.
I can't wait to see what you create. Because the flexibility with this is really up there. So basically, if you've been asking any questions about how I create content, what gear I use to create content, I think I've laid it all down here. The rest is in my head, the creativity and what angles I do. I think I'll probably have another video about how to get the content best, especially if you're in Kampala and you have to keep watching out for who is after your device or which security operative is working towards you. That will be another video, but I'm passionate about creating content that showcases the beauty of our country or the entire Africa, and working with creators like Chris is an amazing experience.
I think I'm honored to have you here.
I wouldn't have met such cool people if I wasn't on YouTube, if I wasn't creating. But and you guys, the family that watch, the family that comments and gives me thumbs up. Like if you give a video a thumbs up, it helps the video really reach far. So you guys really make this brand or this channel what it is. Because if you weren't watching, probably I wouldn't get the motivation to create. But every time you watch the video and share it with loved ones and leave a comment, it helps me reach out to more people, create more content, and keep me motivated.
Yeah. So there is this thing that I usually find lots of people that say, and sometimes I find it condescending. The phrase that where people usually say that gear doesn't matter. I think in this case, gear doesn't matter. Get this from me. I hate that phrase because I think gear does matter. 110%. I think it does matter. But in this context, I think because I've seen Mr. Musinguzi vlogging on his phone, and he's created all this amazing content, and he's created all this huge following just from phone, and then him upgrading to this. So these are some of the instances where I would say, whatever you have that you can use to film, use that. Because if you don't start, then you're not going to be anywhere. So I think the motivation will be, I start with this and then probably upgrade to
what I want to create.
Yes. So for me, the downgrade is incredible. To me, it's an upgrade.
Okay.
To me, it's an upgrade because I'm going to be able to get shots that initially I can't.
You can't create, yeah.
I'm going. I can't wait.
Don't miss out on what Chris is going to create using this gear. Just go to his channel. The link is in the description. Subscribe to his channel. You'll see cool content there, but you'll still see more content using my gear. And then don't forget to see what I'm going to create using his gear. Coming up very soon. So cheers to...
Oh, so we need to fill in more coffee.
Yeah, I have more coffee, yeah. But I like it because I'm very confident about the gear that's filming.
No, I think it's the same for me because I never have people like come in to do so. It's usually me just moping around with my camera, and if I like the footage, then I'll put it on the internet.
That's the issue.
So
like, so I'm also there. I want to say, okay, do I like this shot? Do I like that? Yeah, I'll definitely have to put it on there. I hope those guys will watch and make a comment.
They like it.